Hey guys, in this video I wanted to share today this cool vacuum tube amplifier I got out of parts. I got these vacuum tubes from Japan actually, as you can see. Oh, you can't see that, but like I got these this vacuum tube here. It's a 42 tube from Japan. This tube only runs around 1.5 to 2 watts in my setup. It's a single end class A amplifier and it's feeding this 12 watt speaker. I wanted to share about the changes I went through and how I built it. Pretty easy to build. It took me like 5 days. Anyone share some details about it and talk about how it works. So first thing is we got the what do you call it? The vacuum tube amplifier. This is the pre-amplifier, and this is going to feed directly from my laptop. So it's connected to an audio jack. I had to sticky tape it because it wasn't like connected properly. And then so the pre-amplifier gets fed from the computer, which then feeds the actual power tube, which is this one, this thing here, the 42 tube, and this basically feeds into the grid of it, which is, you can see this is the bypass capacitor. This is to block the high voltage on the side here and pass in through the low frequency AC signals that we're going to be receiving from the computer. And it's to stop the high voltage from entering the grid, because the grid can't operate in high voltage DC, which will distort the signal, and if that was the case as well, it would offset the voltage that's being received through the plate. This is the cathode bias here. I've got a 430 ohm resistor, and I'm assuming I'm supplying around 290 volts. 290 volts into the plate, and this allows me to get an 8 kilo ohm load line. And the only downside with the 8 kilo ohm load line is this transformer, this audio transformer here. It's rated at 7.5 kilo ohms. So I've calculated that's going to cause because this is an impedance matched, there's going to be a bit of reflection, and it's going to cause some distortion in the circuit, which isn't that good, but it's ideal. It's not like that bad. Anyway, it's also going to drop the output power as well. So I'm assuming this is about 1.5 watts of output power being fed into the speaker here, subwoofer speaker. And then I was going to talk about the what else was I was going to talk about the what do you call it? Oh yeah, the current going for the preamp, which by the way, before I say that, this transformer here in Japan as well for it was like $45, and this tube here was in a bulk, what do you call it? Like it was bulked with other tubes, and this tube it's about $45 for like 5 tubes, and this was one of them. I decided to make the amp. This is my first amplifier, by the way. I haven't made one before. I decided I'm going to make an amplifier with this tube. This is like a mini setup. I've got these powerful tubes, got these EL34s. I can put those EL34s in a bigger configuration. I'm thinking they're called, what do you call it? Push-pull configurations. You can have push-pull parallel. You get a lot more output power on this. This supply here is a single end class A amplifier. What I mean by class A, it's because the vacuum power tube is on 100% of the time. Not just that, the audio is mono. As you can see here, I left out the right input. I connected it to the left input and the left output. You can see here, this one there's nothing connected to it because, well, this is mono, this is in stereo. By the way, the audio cable I took it off an aeroplane. You know those headphones from aeroplanes? I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but they're really bad, and I just ripped it off one, and that's why I'm using the sticky tape, because I chose the worst audio jack to use. Anyway, it was free, so I can't complain. And then what else? There was I was gonna talk about this transformer, right? Because this transformer, you can see here, supplies 250 volts. And then I convert it into this power supply I made. Actually, this power supply is made from literally all broken parts. I'm going to say this power supply then converts this to 340 volts. I forgot the calculations, but when I measured it, it was 330 volts output. And because I'm drawing 35 milliamps from this vacuum tube, I made a CRC filter with a resistor drop. So this total resistance here is, how much is it? That's 2 kilo ohms. No, that's it's like 2.5 kilo ohms, something like that. And then wait, I've got a schematic here. cool. Oh, how much kilo ohms is it? It's feeding, it's this power supply here. 1.6 kilo ohms, and this will drop the voltage from 330 volts down to 270. Oh yeah, 200, was it 270 to get the 8 kilo ohm load line? I don't know, just do 270 divided by 35 milliamps, then you get the resistance that I need. It's close to 8 kilo ohms anyway, so it's not going to make much of a difference. Just a little distortion and less output power, but that doesn't really matter. Actually, it can better the distortion, actually, make it better, because of the lower output power, so there's not that much curvature on the load line, I guess. Also, as you can see here, there's a bunch of other like shit here. This thing, this is for the screen of the vacuum tube. I've connected it via this resistor, 1 kilo ohm, I believe. How much? Oh, this is a bit more than 1 kilo ohm. This is like, oh geez, I don't know how much this is. This is like 4 kilo ohms. This should drop the voltage down to like 220 volts or some shit like that. Anyway, it's less than the plate voltage, so it doesn't really matter. And then the preamp power supply, I bought this by the way for $70 in Japan. It was pretty cheap, so I just might as well buy it. And I had to buy the tubes separately. I bought this at the tubes at this like random hardware shop, which sold the transformer as well. And this vacuum tube was really cheap. I think I got those tubes like in total. This was like $20, this tube. The 12AX7 and then the 12AU7 I believe was like $50, which was pretty expensive. In total, this probably cost me about I'd say $200, maybe a bit less, like $150. The speaker, I literally just found that in my room. I had this speaker in my room from a while ago. The audio transformer, that was probably the most expensive thing out of all of this. This was like $62. No, the total cost would have been around $250. Also this power transformer here, this is overkill, but because I had to drop down the voltage to Japan mains, which operates at 100 volts. This is 240 volts to 240 to 93 volts, 94. It's basically 100 volts. Doesn't really, I mean, it still works with this transformer here. So yeah, that's basically the whole setup. It's really messy. I'm gonna tidy it up after. I'm just showing you this to like show you it working and functioning. And the filament transformer, because there's a filament connection on this transformer here, but I've connected it in series, these two 6.3 volts to get 12.6 volts to feed the filament of this tube here, as you can see here. So I needed a separate power supply to supply my power tube with 6.3 volts for filament. I use this transformer. I just found it just literally in the garage. And what else is there? I mean, this is just the whole power supply part, and this is just the power tube parts. The plate, oh yeah, the plate feeds into the audio transformer, obviously. You can see here, this is the plate which feeds, it's from this power supply, 270 volts DC, feeds into here, and then the primary connects to the plate of the power tube, and the two outputs of the transformer, the 8 ohm output, which feeds into an 8 ohm speaker, obviously. We'll connect to the speaker. And that's about it. Anyway, I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to show you it operating. It's only 2 watts, 1.5 watts. It's not loud at all. This was more of just like a test for me to, just see how a vacuum amplifier works. And not just that, you'll notice that this isn't a hybrid amplifier, by the way. This is just all vacuum. This is like, there's no solid state technology in here at all, which is pretty rare. Most of the time you'd see like the preamp being a solid state amplifier, preamplifier, and then it feeds directly to the power tube, or vice versa. You could have the preamps vacuum tubes and the actual amplifier solid state. Yeah, I'm gonna turn it on and show you how it works, how it sounds. It's really good. Like the sound sounds really nice. I'm gonna turn on the filament. and I turned it on. This is all live. Don't want to touch it because this is like 240 volts. And it gets high volt. Oh look, oh shit. That's a plate. Okay, that's not good. Doesn't matter. I'll show you it operating. With the hoodie and it's always foreign. Yeah, I know she like my style of mother niggas boring. When I pull up big old skirt, that's a foreign. When I pull up on a red light, they don't want it. Yeah, I came up from the mud and my baby know that. Introduced her to my girls, now she thinks she all that. When I first hit her up, no she never rolled back. Then I saw her at the club, so I got her phone. Time they play the song, she say this is my shit, See the people I'll play a better song. I just connected it up to a different song. This one's a bit louder than the other one actually. It's on max volume by the way. And you can hear it. Listen to that, listen to the sound. Listen to the just listen. Days, now it's 300K on my day ends. Do you remember last night? Cause I blacked out in that all white dress with a back out. Said be careful with a heart cause it's fragile. I'm thinking about a past with a lash out. You and me, it ain't no worries at all. Any problem, I'll be there in one call. If we locked in, my dog. Finna you hang pictures on my wall. Let me see if this other song works. I've got a song playing. I just wanted to show you this as well. When I turn the actual thing on, no sound starts at the beginning because the vacuum tube is taking a while to heat up, as you can see. The filament, it needs the filament. And now you can hear it. Can you hear it? You can hear it now. Yeah, anyway, as I was saying before, there's only 1.5 watts. Well, I'm assuming it's around 1.5 watts output according to my calculations. 1.5 to like 1.7. This is just more of like a test kind of to like see how a vacuum amplifier works, I guess, because it's my first time making one. Yeah, it was a fun project for sure. Damn, this is really hot. I mean, it's like meant to be hot, but you know, it's still pretty hot. By the way, the downside for using a Class A amplifier is it's not efficient. So I'm probably wasting like 10 watts just heating up this amplifier. I mean, heating up the bloody, what do you call it, filament. And there's other stuff as well we have to take into account. But at the end of the day, this is, you know, once I make it more neater, it'll be pretty cool to have in your room or something. But I do have more powerful amplifiers, powerful vacuum tube, power tubes, but they're operated on a frequency. But I'll show you, I'm a bit of, I don't know, make some sort of audible amplifier with them. Alright, let me just turn this off. Also, look at this, when I turn it off, you can still hear the song because well, the voltage across the capacitors is slowly discharging. And then look, when the filament turns off, the sound will cut off. You see that? You can hear the sound go off. This is the capacitor. It's basically just discharging the capacitor for the time period that the filament is heated up. And, yeah, I thought that's pretty cool. Yeah, let me show you. I'm going to show you the other vacuum tubes I have, like the powerful ones. I got this bad boy. I got this all in Japan as well. Besides the 811A, this one's more powerful. The only downside of this tube is it's positive grid bias. I'll show you with this tube here, the 42 tube. The grid bias, as well as many other power tubes, have to be negative. I put this as a grid bias of. So the grid is negative 15 volts compared to the cathode, which is. This is the schematic. Oh boy. The grid is here, and then the cathode's here, and the grid is negative 15 volts less than the cathode. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, by the way, this is the bypass capacitor, the grid stop and the grid leg. This is just to keep it operated. This is the I'll explain after. I can't be bothered explaining it. But this is what else is there? Oh yeah, this is the schematic. So this whole section here is the power supply, and then it feeds into a CRC filter. You can see here, there's the capacitor, is just the capacitor. Back here, there's a bleed resistors on them to discharge them, because you don't want to be touching it. But it's like 1 mega ohm both, so it's going to take a while to discharge. I'd say about like 4 or 5 minutes. But as I was saying before, the capacitors discharge while the filament is still hot when you turn it off. So I measure the voltage after that happens, and it's usually around 100 volts. So discharge time would probably still be like 4 or 3 minutes, because well, I don't know if you know what this is, but the RC time constant is it's like a exponential graph. So the closer you get to like the endpoint, or it's like that, the closer you get towards the endpoint, the less linear it is, and it's more like most of the time is spent discharging it while it's lower at the bottom. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know. That's pointless me saying that. Anyway, this is it. This bad boy. Yeah. Thanks for watching.